The Gettysburg, Pennsylvania area is known for its place in U.S. history due to the Civil War battles that took place there. But if you drive a few miles west, you will find a very different roadside attraction that has been delighting people since 1975. Welcome to Pop Culture Passport, your ultimate guide to quirky and cool destinations across the U.S. I'm your host, Beth Scalacci, aka the Roaming Yeti, here to help you dive into the world of theme parks, uncover film and TV locations, and explore quirky museums, roadside attractions, and legendary venues that capture the heart and soul of this unique country. So grab your pop culture passport and let's discover destinations that resonate with your interest, not just with what's trending on social media. Are you ready? Let's roam! Welcome back. Today we are checking out a place that's been calling my name for a while now, and that is thanks to the billboards that I see along Route 15 in Pennsylvania. So we finally made a trip to check out Mr. Ed's Elephant Museum and Candy Emporium. Quite the combo, right? I mean, elephants and candies. It's like two completely unrelated but awesome things said, hey, let's make magic together. And magic they have made. It's honestly a perfect roadside attraction. Now, before I get into what we saw and experienced, let me take you on a little trip down memory lane with what I think is a fascinating backstory to this one of a kind place. So, Mr. Ed's journey began back in 1975 when Ed and Pat Gottwalt opened what they then called Mr. Ed's, the territory's most unusual general store. And let me tell you, they weren't kidding. This wasn't your average general store. It was located on Route 30 in Pennsylvania, and it's just at that point was just 3 miles from where it stands today. They sold everything from hoagies and snacks to Native American jewelry, coal gifts, antiques, and a small candy selection. It quickly became a local favorite, hosting fun events like Santa meet and greets and 4th of July fireworks. So in 1983, the original store closed its doors. But don't worry, as we know, that wasn't the end. Oh no, it was just the beginning of something even better. The Galtwalts stumbled upon an abandoned Victorian home nearby and thought, why not bring Mr. Ed's back to life? But this time, with elephants? So, why elephants, you may be asking? Well, Ed's love for elephants created a personal collection of 2,000 figurines, which they brought into the store and turned into a full blown museum. They brought back the candy and added other unique gifts for good measure. And one of the highlights, a life sized moving and talking elephant named Miss Ellie. She became an instant fan with visitors. And let me tell you, you can count me as one of her fans. She's so cute. Now, over time, the museum expanded, filling it with elephants donated by friends, family, and other fans. And the collection had grown to around 10,000 items, 10,000 elephants of all shapes and sizes. And then in 2010, disaster struck. A fire destroyed much of the store and its beloved elephant collection. But the community rallied with volunteers from 7 states coming together for Save the Elephant Day. Thanks to their incredible efforts, Mr. Ed's reopened in February of 2011, just 7 months after that fire. Now, in 2014, Ed and Pat's granddaughter, Nicole, and her husband, Isaac, took over. And they are keeping the family legacy alive while growing the business in a few new ways, like expanding the candy collection selection and adding a 1,700 square foot addition with a candy kitchen. Oh, and Nicole? Yeah, she's a certified chocolatier, so you know that candy is going to be good. Now, today, Mr. Ed's boasts over 12,000 elephant figurines from around the world. And the candy, well, we'll talk more about that in just a bit. Now that you know the story, let's jump into what we experienced during our visit. So we were driving down Route 30, we went past Gettysburg and the Civil War battlefields, and you're sort of wondering, are we in the right place? Until you notice a piece of property with elephants everywhere. A huge painted box truck and that animatronic elephant that I mentioned earlier. Yeah, she greets you as you enter the parking lot. It's so fun, and you already know you're in for a good and unique time. As you walk into the store, there are so many things that grab your attentions. There's candy everywhere, there's a huge elephant in the middle of the store, and the museum is right to your right. We decided to start in the Elephant Museum. And let me tell you, when they say 12,000 figurines, they aren't kidding. It's case after case after case of elephants, every size and style. There are teacups with elephants on it, there's teapots shaped like elephants, stuffed elephants, wooden elephants, ceramic ones, you name it, they got it. Now, my personal favorite was a scaled down, like, Dumbo ride vehicle that the tiniest of kids could hop into for a picture op. It was so cute. I also saw a stuffed Lucy, who, if you guys know your East Coast roadside attractions, that is a big elephant classic roadside attraction that is located near Atlantic City. And if you're ever in Atlantic City, go to Margate and check out Lucy. You won't be disappointed. But you could spend a lot of time in there just looking at the different elephants lining the walls. Like, you hear 12,000, but until you see it, you don't really appreciate how many that is. It was a lot of fun to check out. Now, next we headed into the candy store. The walls were lined with bags of bulk candy and shelves that were filled with vintage treats. They even had Reggie bars. I mean, do you remember them? I know I'm showing my age, but they had those and so many other things. The candy kitchen had fudge and chocolate covered pretzels. They looked amazing, and it was so hard to resist buying any. But we will definitely go back and try some of that handmade confections because if you listen to the Buc-ee's episode, we like to judge fudge, so we're gonna have to check that out for sure. Now, why did we not buy any? Well, we were trying to behave. It was right after Christmas, so we were trying to cut down on the sweets. We did grab a few bags of bulk candy, and some T-shirts. I have a feeling I'm gonna end up with this sort of capsule wardrobe of roadside attractions shirts, and, honestly, I'm not mad about it. The shelves of bagged bulk candy were almost overwhelming. There were just about any type of gummy you could imagine. Um, there was even, like, bags of just banana runts, like, it was such a selection. We had the worst time making a decision to narrow down our choices. We wanted to keep it to about 3 bags. We grabbed some gummies and then, some bone-shaped candies that were like a sweet tart with a coating on them. I was a little skeptical of, Julia's choice, but they were really good, so I'm just gonna let her make all candy choices from now on. Now, one thing we did run into was this sort of unexpected treat. I was not prepared for a small room that had just 2 walls full of Pez dispensers, both for sale and a display collection. I'm not sure I've ever, like, really seen that many, like, that variety of Pez dispensers in one place at one time. It was just so fun to look at the ones that were both on display and the ones available for sale. We later found out that the room that the Pez were in actually was the inside of that painted box truck I was mentioning that you see when you pull into the parking lot. Like, if you're a Pez collector or fan, this is your room. You're gonna have a good time and check that out. Now, like I said, every inch of the store is just whimsical and fun. There is a giant elephant inside that is surrounded by stuffed animals, and outside the gardens are magical. You'll find Snow White and Seven Dwarfs statues. Um, there's even a Miss Pat's Teapot Museum, which was not open when we were there. So I'm really looking forward to going back in the spring or summertime. I really want to see these gardens in their full glory. Like, it looked good in December, late December, but like I said, I want to see it in the summer. Now, you can definitely enjoy your purchases as you walk around the grounds and admire the statues and other fun things. There's just No way you can leave that place without a smile on your face. So, if you're ready to make a visit and you're in the area, let me give you a few details. It is located in Ortana, Pennsylvania, which is about 14 miles west of the Gettysburg National Battlefield. So it's a nice little jaunt out. It's open dailies from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., but make sure you check the website at mreds.com for the latest. That is Mr. spelled out. So just double check in case there was a time change at any point. Now, to me, Mr. Ed's isn't just a roadside stop. It's, again, just a celebration of everything quirky and delightful and heartwarming. Um, Especially how the community pulled together to save it. It's just so cool. There's, something here for everyone, no matter your age. And we actually visited Mr. Ed's the same weekend we visited the O Mansion. And while both destinations were so different, they just sparked joy and fun in their own way. Now, like I said, Mr. Ed's is in Gettysburg. It might not be a feasible trip for everyone. I get that. And it's not exactly like the kind of place that you plan as your primary destination, and then build a vacation around. I will say though, if you are visiting Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, or somewhere nearby, take some time and check it out. I just love that places like this exist, and I can't wait to uncover more of them to share with you. Now, my hope after listening to this is that you finally go to that place that you keep seeing on a billboard, that you keep passing by. I'm sure there's a quirky or cool candy shop or in an area just waiting to be discovered. Or maybe there's a small place that evolved from a personal collection to a museum. You know, Go hunt that out, check it out, and then tell me. I want to hear about it. Click on the text us a message link in the show notes or fill out the contact form on the Roaming Yeti website. Who knows? Your favorite stop might get featured here in a future episode or the newsletter. So, again, I want to hear these places. I can't be everywhere, you know. Um, and I want go explore, find that place, a place that you've been meaning to do it. Like just go do it and have some fun. Now for this week's pop pick, I'm going in a sort of darker direction. I'm wanting to share with you that we are currently watching Dexter Original Sin. And it's actually the prequel to the Dexter show. It's his origin story. And if you like the original show, you're going to like this one. I was skeptical. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't sure what to expect. But the casting of the younger versions of the characters that we know so well from the original is like their mannerisms, their speaking, like it's so good. So, like, I know the premise of liking a serial killer is weird, but I mean, really, he's a vigilante, right? Like now we know through superheroes, like anti-hero, vigilante, we can root for him. It's okay, I promise. But like I said, if you were a fan of the original, definitely check out this new show. And with that, we add another stamp to our pop culture passport. I hope that this episode inspires you to get out and explore all that is quirky and cool, even in your own backyard. Follow, download, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Tell a friend and leave a review if you like what we're doing. It really helps the show to grow. You can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Just search The Roaming Yeti. Keep roaming and finding your fun.